So we are now in a different situation. We're looking at Ukraine. Russia, in the last 2.5 years, has built up an enormously powerful and successful force. This is battle hardened, well equipped, well led, well trained, highly disciplined. The Ukrainian force has been annihilated. They've lost over 600,000 dead on the battlefield. There's nothing left. The place is falling apart. And most of the money you were talking about will never get there. It's simply sent through the washing machine over to defense and then to the defense industries, and then the donations flow back to the Hill. So it doesn't, it's not a question of we're sending 60 billion and putting it into Zelensky's hands now. Now, Zelensky and his friends will profit, no doubt about it. Let's not kid ourselves. They'll get some of it. How much, who knows? I mean, this is the most corrupt country in the world. This is a country that has missing children probably at this point in the hundreds of thousands. Prostitution out of control. I mean, you're talking about criminality on a scale that we in the West can't even begin to imagine. It's a tragedy. It's the worst of all possible outcomes. The Ukrainian nation has been destroyed. Why? Because it's mortgaged to our vanity in the West. Russia must be taught a lesson. Russia must be destroyed. Putin must be removed. Really? Why? Well, because we've decided that we want to strip Russia of its resources. So we turned Ukraine into a battering ram designed to stab Russia in the heart. Well, the Russians woke up, not completely, but at the last minute, and decided, well, we probably should intervene here and stop what's happening and signal just how serious this is in our estimation. So they did, and they found out it's much worse than we thought. The force is much larger, much better trained, has much more equipment. This is a far more serious problem. And as a result, they had to step back, establish a defense, build up their forces, and now they're moving. And they're going to finish the job. Finish the job means everything from Odessa up to Kharkov is back in Russian hands. And those areas are originally Russian anyway, as has been pointed out. The question is, what happens to the rest of the country that is west of the Dnieper River, this rump Ukraine? And I think it's going to become a giant demilitarized zone, a DMZ, similar to what we have between North and South Korea. There will be nothing there. There won't be any fighting forces of any kind. And the Ukrainians can live there, and they may have some form of administration, but they're not going to be permitted to ever again present a direct threat to Russia. You pointed to the CIA stations and laboratories inside Ukraine. The Russians have overrun those. They know what's there. They know what we've been trying to do. They know that we've been experimenting biologically with various weapons that could be used against them. This is insanity. And it was never necessary. No one in the United States supported that. No one in the United States was consulted. So what do? They lie. They create a narrative. Russia is a revanchist nation. Russia is the Soviet Union reborn. We must stop it and defend democracy. That's all crap. Has nothing to do with any of it. And of course, Kiev is not a democratic state. Zelensky is not a democratic leader. He makes Stalin look good. So he's going to go out of business. He's going to vanish here over the next 30 to 60 days. Whether he succumbs to whatever the Ukrainians decide to do with him on the ground, I don't know. I'm sure that his foreign mercenaries that are surrounding him, special ops types from the United States and Britain and other countries, will do everything they can to keep him alive. But at some point, even they may abandon him. But the narrative persists because the media is an arm of the government. This is very similar to what Noam Chomsky wrote about during Vietnam. Manufactured consent creates the illusion that this is something we all want. No, we didn't want it. We didn't ask anybody to open the borders. We did not ask for millions of people that we don't know and know nothing about to come into the United States. And what do we do with millions of people who can't find work, especially if we go into the serious financial crisis that every sane person on the planet is predicting is coming? I mean, what else can we say?